I remember being in the restaurant field and the chef saying, "Hey, make the soup of the day." And my mind just went blank. So I said, "Well, do you have any suggestions?" And he pulled out this recipe sheet with an eggplant soup. I will say, I don't mind eggplant, but the eggplant soup sounds just about as good as it sounds. I became friends with Willie, the soup guru. This dude's soup is literally some of the best in the universe. I'm going to show you my fridge in just a little bit. This was clean out the fridge soup day. Everything is still legit, meaning it's not slimy, but literally all the stuff in my fridge minus like tortillas and sides. I've got onions, sweet potatoes, there's like half sweet potato, a little lemongrass, broccoli, some vegetable stock. Maybe it came from the jar and then I added water. I've got some kale, a little cilantro, and then when I smoked the salmon for the other dish, I did a couple halibut, little small pieces of halibut. I've got that diced up. Really, what I'm going to do is start layering flavors. If I wanted, I could just throw everything together and let it cook for 20 minutes. Whenever the sweet potatoes are done, it's all good. Check the seasoning, of course, and start mowing down. In order to have things kind of be, kosher, meaning some not completely overcooked and some just right, I'm going to follow a plan. To make the soup, we start out with a little bit of oil, then I threw in the onions and the sweet potatoes. Gave those a minute, maybe 2 minutes. Then I added the stock. This case, you wouldn't want to necessarily go with just water. Water has, as we know, not got much flavor depending on where you are from. So if you don't want to make stock, go buy the little base. I know people are probably screaming at me right now, but it tastes better than water. Then I let the sweet potatoes get about 3/4 of the way cooked. I go in with the broccoli. There was actually a mix of spinach and kale. I kind of got rid of all that I had of each. And you saw, I'm sure, stems in there. Personally, I don't mind the stems. If you want to take them out, take them out. I let that cook. You saw me add the curry powder. I added a little salt and pepper. Once we felt like we were getting close to being done, I added the cilantro, let that cook maybe 2 or 3 minutes, added the fish. And then really the fish, since it was cut so smallly, it does not take much time to cook. A minute, 2 minutes max. And then it's time to serve. This isn't necessarily one of the soups that will hold for days and days and days because that fish and broccoli will break down to nothing. I think that is set. So possibly what you were thinking right now is, hey man, there's a lot of stuff in that soup. I am not the smallest dude. I like to eat. I love soup, but I like soup with stuff in it. I'm more of the hearty type soup as opposed to the skimpy type soup. I'd say let's taste it. So I added curry, which is dynamite. The halibut, lightly smoked, really helps the whole dish out. Veg on a soup I like cooked a little bit more than typical, especially like things like broccoli. I'm not saying I want it falling apart mushy, but I do want it cooked a little bit more. This has been T making some dynamite soup. And again, the fish, if you want no fish at all, that's fine. If you want salmon or have salmon, add that. Add tuna, add mackerel, whatever you want. If you want to add chicken, put some freaking chicken in there.